Hello friends! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sal. I post videos about adult coloring and art. I'm so glad you're here. In this video, I'm going to try the iCrayon Water Soluble Pastels. I will use them for coloring, and the book I'm going to use is My Dream Shop. This is an old book published in 2016. I got it from Amazon Japan. It is secondhand, and the previous owner had a few pages colored. I chose this book because I think the Europe set will be useful for this book because it has a lot of buildings and street scenes, and it looks set in a European town. Here are the colors in the Europe set. They're on the earthy side. There are no bright colors like pink and no primary colors, not even black and white. So let's see if I can make a successful coloring page out of this budget crayon. I'm going to finish off this spread that the previous owner started. She started it with pencils and somehow just left it there. I'm going to start with the tiles. The tiles on the ground are perfect for this color palette. I want to make these tiles a little bit decorative, but not enough to stand out. Because these are tiles on the ground, I don't have to spread the color perfectly. I can leave bits of crayon texture and leave some areas white, and they look like a very rough texture on the ground. I'm also just trying to color the fruits to see if I can use these crayons for detail coloring. I like the colors, and again, the natural color palette is perfect. It's so nice when the color really matches the object. Also, because I'm working with a limited palette, it's faster to choose the colors compared to using 200 something pencils, which sometimes causes decision fatigue. My plan is to refine some parts with colored pencils, so I'm not coloring perfectly now. These baskets were so easy to finish because of the natural color palette, very earthy, and it really complements or fits natural objects like baskets, fruits, flowers, leaves, buildings. I really like these crayons. My coloring strategy is to color items that I'm sure of the colors first, and then leave out things I'm not so sure about for last. What I want to do is to cover the white area in the background. I think maybe the previous owner got overwhelmed. You would be if you were just using pencils. This was an experiment, and I'm glad that it worked. With a light hand, I shaded the background with colors that will come out as a blurred effect. The best part of coloring this is coloring with crayons like a child and not having any lines to stay within. Just free coloring and playing with crayons. When I spread the colors with water, it was really satisfying. So as early as this point, I can say I recommend these crayons for coloring big areas. And I'm just using little water, almost just a damp brush. You can see that it's very easy to dissolve the crayons as long as you lay them thinly. And because I'm creating bushes here, like an illusion of bushes, it's the texture of the crayons actually add to the effect. So I don't want to dissolve the crayon lines all the way, similar to the ground. And that's the advantage of using these crayons on nature, I guess, and infrastructure. Okay, this is another day. I'm refining the small details with pencils because I'm someone who can't stand it when there's something left to be done. So I just wanted to color all the areas with pencils that need to be finished with pencils. There are some places where I disagree with the color choices of the previous owner, but I really can't do anything about it. I just want to finish it off and refine what she started. Okay, so while I'm coloring with pencils, I just want to have a cozy heart-to-heart talk about how we sometimes stop from coloring and how we can find joy in it again. Sometimes we stop coloring because life gets busy. Work, family, stress. Sometimes it's because we start comparing our work to others. Or we feel like everything we create isn't good enough. And other times, we might just lose that creative spark for no reason at all. I've been there, especially this month. But here's what I've learned. It's okay to pause. It's okay to rest. And most importantly, it doesn't mean you've failed or that you're not creative anymore. For me, I realized that it was because I was overthinking my pages. Why? Because I've scrolled Instagram one too many times and saw amazing coloring. So my subconscious was like, what's the point? I'll never be able to color like that. I'm just not as talented. And then I had to remind myself that coloring is a hobby. It's therapy. The point of it is not the outcome, it's the journey. So I sat down and I decided to try something new, like what I'm doing with this coloring book, a new medium. Sometimes you just need something new to kickstart your creativity, and that's what this did for me. And then I allowed myself to color a little bit at a time, a small section each day. This actually took me 3 days to finish. And you know what? The joy, the creativity, the spark, they come back. Because I didn't care if it failed. I just wanted to try something new and play. But I also gave it my best. And I wasn't thinking about what others would think and how it would compare and how other people color their pages. I was just focused on how I envisioned this page, and I was really excited for the outcome. By the way, I'm using Prismacolor colored pencils to add more vibrancy to the smaller details. And this will go on for a while because of the amount of small details on this bread. If you notice, the way that I color is I start with light colors, and then I slowly build up the saturation using layers. So light colors first, and then dark mid-tones, and then the dark tones. And the reason is because it's easier to make something darker than it is to get back the light. I speak from experience. I've done that mistake many times and ruined pages. At first glance, it can be tedious to be coloring lots of fruits and vegetables in a market scene, but the way that I handled it is I didn't color everything in one go. I just colored what I wanted to color and then save the rest for later. So that's another way to overcome coloring slump, is to not force yourself to finish everything at once. Give yourself time. So here I'm coloring the cabbages, and sometimes the Prismacolors didn't have the shade that I needed, so I supplemented them with Kalour pencils. I really like the Kalour pencils. They are budget pencils, and the reason I got the 180 set is to supplement my Polychromos 36 set. Kalour pencils, however, can fade. I colored the page using Polychromos and Kalour. I put it aside. After a few days, I opened it again and noticed that the Kalour areas are noticeably less vibrant than when I had put it down. And so I think it fades quite fast, so just be wary of that. Okay, so this is an example of I don't agree with the previous owner's color choices. Like colors of the vendor's coats, they're all blue, and the color of the girl's dress, even her hair, is like yeah, butter yellow, very bright yellow. In reality, nobody has hair like that. So, but yellow and orange, come on. So, but I don't have a choice but to just go with it. I could have maybe thought of a pattern for her dress, but I forgot. So I did have fun creating pretend labels for these wine bottles just by scribbling browns and blacks together for a vintage look. And now I'm trying to just pick up colors by brushing with crayon and then applying it on the page. And I found out that that didn't work as well. You're not gonna get a lot of pigment. Also, I want to mention that these crayons, you notice that when you spread it with water, the pigment becomes lighter. It almost as if you lose the pigment by spreading it out. And I find myself, after spreading the color, I have to go back and recolor the same area with the crayon, just to put back the pigment. So this is a new day, the third day, and I'm deepening the colors of the umbrellas as well as adding shadows and dapples of light. I'm adding like out of focus buildings in the background. Here I'm applying purple and blue to shade the side of the building. I picked up some open stock Neocolors II, so now I can compare them with iCrayon. The difference with Neocolors II is that Neocolors II is much more vibrant and easier to spread, and there's so much pigment. So here I'm putting a shade underneath the table, and this is brown, dark blue, and dark gray together. So you can see here I'm spreading the Neocolors II with water, and look just how vibrant it remains. So I think these are finishing touches. I wanted the trees to look a bit fuller on top to balance the busyness of the scene below on the ground. Now I'm using gouache to adjust the vibrancy in some areas and add colors that were missing from the crayon's palette. The wax from the crayon was repelling the water, so you can see that I wasn't able to make a smooth blend in the sky. I'm deepening the colors on the umbrellas as well, adding shadows and dapples of light. Okay, so here I'm using my stippling motion, suggesting that it's a very full tree with lots of leaves. I had a lot of fun with this spread using the iCrayon Water Soluble Pastels. I recommend this to colorists on a budget, but only if you're not perfectionists and are a fan of the painterly look. If you're in a coloring slump right now, give yourself grace. You don't have to force it. Your creativity is still there, just waiting for the right moment to come back to you. If this spoke to you, please leave a comment and share your story. I'd love to hear from you. Sending you cozy, creative vibes. Until next time, happy coloring when you're ready.